Alright, so for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the Klein Tools 10-in-1 Impact Ratcheting Screwdriver. Now, this guy is a part of the Knect series. I believe it's part of the Knect S series. I'm not too familiar with the Knect series. I know it's all like the mod box style organizers that come with all the different bits, sockets, and things of that nature. I haven't dug myself too deep into those. I'm not sure if I'm going to. But if you do have the Knect S system, this screwdriver is compatible with it. So we're going to go ahead and start off by taking a look at the handle. Now it's your more traditional style of Klein handle where you got that nice rubber overmolding that covers the entire handle. And I noticed in some of the multi-bit drivers and some of the other screwdrivers they have out there, this rubber can tend, if you put a lot of torque on it, can tend to like slip or become loose. I know that's been a problem that some of the other Klein screwdrivers have. I'm not sure if this guy has that same problem. So we're going to go ahead and rotate that here on the back. You got your model number. You also have some warnings up there, and I believe a production for when the tool was produced in 2024. And then coming to the top of the tool, you have that nice paint inlay on the end of the screwdriver, or the top of the screwdriver, which is nice, especially if you're using a bunch of different Klein screwdrivers. It does make it a little bit easier to identify which is which. Now, one thing to note about this is if this is the tool you use quite frequently, the inlay paint does start to come off over time, so that is something you might have to reapply. Or you're just going to have to get used to the paint inlay not being in there anymore. Now coming to the business end of the tool, you're going to have a 3/8 socket, and then you're going to have a little nut driver or a socket holder or a bit holder, whatever you want to call it here, that slides into it. Now it does come fairly oiled, which is, I guess you could say, nice. You don't have to worry about it rusting. You do get a number 2 Phillips bit that is, I would say, like impact ready. It's kind of like some of the other bits we've taken a look at here on the channel, and it is pretty much the same as the bits that you can get in that Klein bit kit. And then you have this one on this side, which has your little ball bearing on it, and you have a 1/4 and a 3/16 slotted. Again, very oily. And those guys will lock into your 3/8 sockets, and it locks in like that. And let's say you want to use that 3/8 socket in your impact. Pretty much everything on this tool is impact ready, so you could use either side of this tool on with your impact driver, or you can use it with the handle. And again, you got a lot of oil here on that guy, and it just pretty much slots in, and you can use the tool. Now you can pull this guy apart and flip it around. And on this side of the tool, you don't have that many tools over here. You just got a 5/16 and a 11/32 nut driver. Can't say I've ever ran into an 11/32, but I think this tool is mainly geared towards the plumbing and maybe fire suppression side of the trades. I did find this in the plumbing section at Home Depot. So I think that's why I kind of think that it is more geared towards the plumbers out there, because heating and cooling, 5/4, 5/16 are pretty much regular size screws that you're going to use. And you'll occasionally run some 3/8 and some other odd sizes, but like I said, I've never ran into an 11/32, but hey, if you need an 11/32, Klein has you covered, and you can pull that guy out and stick that in your impact if need be. These, like I said, these are impact ready, and they do come with some complimentary oil on them, so you don't have to worry about them hopefully rusting out anytime soon. And they just kind of insert into the handle, and then you can just flip the tool around. I do find that when you pull this ball bearing, when you pull this tool out, this does like to pop out of the holder. You can just pop it back in. So that is pretty much it for the review on this 10-in-1 impact driver. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not too familiar with the Klein Knect series. I know they had a whole bunch of tools and sets out there for the Knect series, and they're all like different. Some work with one series while others work with another series. So I haven't dug too deep into it. Like I said, not sure if I'm ever going to dig deep into it. Like I said, I've been into the pack outs. I'm not really into the mod box. It's cool to see that they're coming out with a whole bunch of mod box stuff. But like I said, not sure if I'm going to dig into that series or not. So with that being said, that's kind of all I have for this video. Like I said, I did pick this up at my local Lowe's, found it in the plumbing section. So if you are looking for the screwdriver, just head on over to there. It's not going to be in the normal tool aisle. You're going to have to go to the plumbing aisle where they got the plumbing tools. We got like pipe wrenches, pipe cutters, and things like that. And you should be able to find this guy there on the shelf. But if you don't have a local Lowe's near you, I will leave some links down in the description below where you can have this shipped to your front door. so you don't have to worry about trying to track it down. You just have it shipped right to your house. And there will also be an informational page down in the description, take you right on over to the Klein website if you want to learn some more about this screwdriver. So with that being said, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching.